Today we're building an easy auto honeycomb honey bottle bee farm. Here is an automatic honeycomb or honey bottle farm. All you need is a beehive and a few other items to automatically harvest your own bee stuff. I'm not sure of the original creator of this farm. Let me know in the comments and I'll add a link to the original. It's a fairly simple build, so let's get started. Here is the version from my old world, and it seems to be producing quite a bit of honeycomb and honey bottles automatically. If you want this farm to perform even better, you can put it in the nether, where bees don't sleep. But you can see it's quite a bit of honeycomb and bottles coming from this farm. Let's get into the build. The items you will need are, I can't remember, some glass, double chest, a hopper, a flowering azalea, a dirt block or two, dispenser, chiseled stone bricks or a solid block, a bee nest with a bee in it if you can, redstone comparator, and redstone dust. Also you'll need glass bottles or shears depending on what you want to collect, and some half slabs. I'll start by marking out the ground first. This will be the footprint of the farm. So just moving over one block, we'll remove these 2 blocks just from the end. And we will add a double chest. Then on the double chest, add a hopper. Maybe shift click and do it. That works. And then on top of this, actually we'll put a bush out the front first. Just needs to be on dirt, I think. Now we need a temporary block to go up. Actually need a couple of temporary blocks here, so that we can put a dispenser facing downwards. So we need 3 temporary blocks like this, and then we face up and point at the block with a dispenser facing down. And remove these temporary blocks. Now behind this, add a block, and 1 block down, and 1 block on top. And then 2 blocks behind that, leaving a gap for the chest. And then we need our half slabs. Place 1 on the top here. And then we need to do kind of 1 down. So temporary block and then half slab under that block. Put a comparator here. And then we want to grab some redstone and put redstone from the comparator, then up on the half slab and the other half slab, and then all the way across to activate the dispenser every time the bee nest is ready to harvest. So we put shears in there into the dispenser, or we can put bottles depending if you want to collect honeycomb or honey bottles. We want to place the bee nest last because we have bees in it, so we do not want them escaping. So we will cover all this area here in glass. You can actually put a bee into the hive after if you like. It just makes it a little bit more tricky. So we'll just cover this in glass so the bee cannot escape once we put the hive in there. And then we have to put the hive in very carefully and quickly put a glass block on the top, which I didn't quickly do, but luckily the bee did not escape from there. You can harvest the beehives using a silk touch tool. Just make sure it's nighttime and the bees go home. And that is pretty much it. And that is the farm. I think a bee even will pop out if we give it enough time to harvest the azalea and then go back in, and it will, you can see the other one is producing. That one actually has 2 bees in it. I think this one has 2 as well. Yep, there he is. Mr. Bee. He goes around and around, and then when he's got all his honey, goes back in there and deposits it into the bee nest. And you can see this one's already producing honey bottles. And if you put shears in, it will do honeycomb automatically. And you can run these in the nether, but I don't really like the nether, so I'll just leave them out here in the nice countryside. And that is the whole farm. Thanks for watching. Now I'll leave you with a nice rendering of the bee farm being created. Being